Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. We're playing Yuan Shao. You're seeing the smiling face of the Emperor Xian because we've restored the Han. Of course we did. And now we have to see what we do next. Now we're rolling up Cao Cao and Dao Ying here. Liu Bei's forces are trying to get back home. You know, I don't think they want to declare war on me before their troops are even home, but they might. But we've built some armies here. Yuan Shao's got an army. I got 4 armies mustering up here, and we're gonna overwhelm them with our quality. Now Cao Cao, we need to catch him out and fight him. But if we just... yeah, we'll just take it here, and then we'll have the Wen Chao army, the army we've been rocking out the whole time. And then they'll try to intercept Cao Cao. I don't know. But hopefully we can get a fight with them. Nice little one-on-one fight with him. Because here, if we go to ambush here, he's got to try to find... he's got to try to hit a settlement, because I don't think he has any more. He might have some over here, but I just... I feel like the Lady Wu would have kept him out of there. We're building these conscription buildings because once you get into the 2nd level, they give you more seasonal deployments, which is what we're needing to get more troops into the field more quickly. Here, Yuan Ten's got his army. We need to get her a block going. I guess they still think she's the northern general. Maybe we swapped all of them to the captains of the north now. We'll see. But the northern spear guard one gives you spears and shields, and then this one gives you... yeah, so maybe... yeah, it seems fine. Alright, we're broke. It's okay. We need armies up here to go press against Mateng. You know, whether or not we could beat Liu Bei in a straight-up fight, you know, we have so many armies, so we know. Alright, we'll get to this city and get more supplies. Yeah, there we go. We'll probably get a field battle today in this session. Probably. No, we could have secured it with the lineage, I guess, but yeah, we only got 300 to spare. We'll just hold on to that a bit, and you know we're rolling them up. It's like, hello, can I interest you in being threatened? Alright, yeah, I guess I guess the captains are permanently swapped over? Interesting. Anyway. Oh, we're broke. That's right. We're still on that same turn. No, we're on a new turn, but we're broke again. Alright. Same turn. Let's go. Alright, we caught him out. That sly dog Cao Cao. Our old foe. The most important thing you have to do is put fire at will on. Well, Jia, being the great forest spotter that he is just going to hang back over here. We're going to use him to pounce in. Yeah, we'll just ignore Cao Cao. You want to brawl, buddy? Yeah, very well, I accept. Wen Chao has waited for this his whole time. Alright, let's get on Cao Ren here. We don't want to engage this cavalry with anybody. But caught in the terrifying crossfire, of the Vanguard crossbows, the Tiger Cubs just melt. Of course, now we've got our cav running in on Cao Ren. And we're still brawling, you know, this is going to be a long fight. But we have Whitewater on him, and he doesn't have that, so that should be the difference maker. Because Cao Cao has that, you know, he's got a lot of things that could help here, but we're just keeping our Whitewater guys to the back. Man, what a good ability. And, you know, it lets Wen Chao have a great story fighting the quite legendary figure, Xiahou Dun. And we need to get the crossbows in here now. Some spears up here. And then here, from this flank, the enfilade fire should be just wonderful. And Xiahou Dun loses the fight, thanks in large part to the wise leadership of the Xian cavalry captain. That's making sure that nobody uses abilities except me, the guy who's earned it. Of course, even in a long, fair fight, It goes pretty close to the wire. But we're going to come out with 11k or so, which goes up to 20k. Clean. Of course, Cao Cao now is flipped out. But once we get on the horse, we'll, we need to get Xie out of there. He's embroiled with Cao Ren. We've already got spears there. Should be able to break that with charge. We're going to bring in the cab. Oh yeah, we've got our whole reinforcing army here now. I think we just run in here with Wen Chao and hit him with a roar, right? Because this should make everybody run except, you know, Cao Cao. And I've got my own plans for him. Like getting off of the horse and hitting him. He's juiced from Xiahou getting popped, so we don't want to be messing with that exactly. But I believe this will be the end for Cao Cao's faction. I sure hope it is. I'm tired of those schemes, and I don't want to be dealing with them going into the Imperial Wars that are to come, right? But I think we did pop him now, yeah. He's unbreakable, so... Cao Ren isn't. We'll let him run if he wants to run. They'll all be running soon. And we probably took more casualties with the ambush than we would have taken otherwise, because in an alternate timeline we would have been able to open up with our ranged in a more efficient manner, but it's worth it. And Liu Bei making some choices. Oh, and they've made a coalition with the Han Empire. That stings. Yeah, because a lot of the relationships are already sort of cast together, right? It's not a lot of... Like, I guess we should have worked harder to get the Han Empire back under our wing. But I feel like that's just a weakness, right? Like, I don't see how them being on your side is going to help you very much. But maybe it will. Like, maybe you need to go back here, actually. Because I guess we can start threatening Watong over here. at the very least, to pull him away from Dongmin a little bit and see if he can get his feet underneath him. Because the artist formerly known as Liu Chong, you know, he's no friend of ours, and he's in the Wu Cao Cao alliance. Or I guess it is Man Baozhu who's running it, so she is in the alliance. Do you move less far in the winter?
Sure.
很高兴与你见面。
Calgon's on the warpath. He's wanting to help out. That's great.
向前进军，正气如火，熊熊不息。
And we'll just sit here at the border with this group.
Daren, 有何吩咐？
谁在叫我？前进！正在行进。
向前进军。
Alright, we can't really afford more there. I mean, we can. But we have agricultural clicked on, so we're probably going to lose, like, like 4 or 5 or 6,000 on the next turn, so we can go here and go to ambush. Maybe they'll try to press what they think is their advantage. Yeah, and we've got a straight shot over to Donglai, so I guess we'll just jump on the river to get closer over on here, and then jump on in and Bahai over there, Jimon. Get another seasonal deployment. And a cheaper redeployment cost faction-wide. Nice. Sure, it's going to lower the pop, but we can probably deal with it. And if not, we can always downgrade it. I think we just won't use any of the rest of the money for one turn. We don't know what it's going to look like when we wake up, after all.
以柔克刚。今日还有何用？
Yeah, maybe Cao Cao does have a lot more lands.
准备作战。
We can move this army towards Yuan.
正在行军。
here. We'll want to move down this way anyway. So the longer we can keep the other empires from declaring on us, by far the happier we'll be. We'll be able to push them out here and here pretty quick, probably. But it just depends. Yeah, no. Cao Cao's got to have more armies somewhere. Like, I don't even remember this army being in ambush. She's beautiful as well as handsome. That is a good-looking lady. Maybe I should have kept the strategist. They were old. At this point in the campaign, it matters. Or it doesn't. Alright. And then they brought Dao Ying into the Empire. Well, Zhuge Liang has emerged from his beautiful cocoon.
正在行进。
冲啊！悉听尊便，扫平天下。
正在行进。正在行进。
保持原样。
But Yuan Shao is about to go home and confer with the Emperor, see what he wants us to do. We're also going to step on Liu Bei's lands to do it, you know, whatever, get wrecked.
势如狂澜。
Man, it feels like we can't move very far at all.
快去！
But maybe that's just a function of where some of my characters were standing at. And then we'll just roll this army up.
国君如有天助，气焰大盛。 这次饶你们一
We
命。
released Cao Ren. We hoped for him to join us. So Cao, you know. The Emperor is not as sympathetic as maybe some people would like him to be.
保持原样。
Liu Ji can roll both of these in quite easily, right? Yeah. Zhao Yuan is doing his thing over there, you know, good for him.
再图新计，立马行动。
又是你这厮！
Alright, so Lady Zhurong is coming down through the mountains at me. Does she have elephants? She has 1 elephant. Does she have Delia with her? She does not. We're just gonna upgrade her guys real quick. A little bit of Unbreakable, a little bit of Terror. A little bit of speed, she should be able to make it work.
心则同进。
We might be able to get an ambush here. Might be better off just abandoning it, but you know, Deng Paishan is not like super important to this version of our story. We couldn't have just thrown her into harm's way in the other one, but look, Yuan Shao is not like getting sentimental about his generals at this point, and you know, he's the hero. He's the one that people are here to see. Like, why should he worry about the others? 2% replenishment seems fine. Not good, but fine. And yeah, okay, so at least we're not upside down. Alright. We'll make Ma Teng upset. We will make them upset. We will... Yeah, that's fine. Because we're only positive 1,000 now-ish. But we can drop an army or 2 or 3 if we needed. Alternately, we could give these guys something to do. I think they just declared war on us. Yeah, I think they just declared war on us. Their stuff went red. There you go. The die is cast. Alright, and what is going on with my movement? I don't... Like, is that normal? Like, we just got our turn and all of our armies can't move?
乃是大义之胜。对他们严加处罚，恐怕颇为不易。江河涌动，奔腾不息。
We get deluged, you know, just cause, yeah, like, I don't know. Alright, got a battle here. They've got siege equipment, they've got heavy spear guards. What do we have that's good against that? I mean, not really much. We don't have any siege equipment at all. Because the thing is, though, is... Oh, no, my troops are not unbreakable. Only... Alright, so the Cav's not unbreakable. But the infantry is. Well, shows what I know about my own forces. We just want to make contact and beat them up before their reinforcing army gets in, right? Because they have these Imperial defenders, which are, you know, that's a lot of... It's a lot of shield, and we don't have any ammo. Oh man, this army's bad. We shouldn't use a vanguard for this. But we're gonna break the siege weapon and take a bunch of tower damage in the process. We'll see how this splash is. You know, pretty good. Because we need to scoop over this, and then we need to take a position in these woods with our crossbows, which should work. I think we'll have enough time to do it. And we need to take this tower. But our cav is still quite fresh, and this army is pretty much trash canned. Those guys didn't just get broken. Almost everything got shattered except the range. And just in time, we roll up all of these fools and get our infantry out in front. Like, are any of our bolts getting out? Yeah, we're doing okay at shooting through. Let's just shoot from inside the forest and say it'll be fine. Alright, everybody here can get up here except for, like, one of yous. Now their horsemen are trying to come up in, you know, even if... Yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Very good timing on the engagements, too, because otherwise it might have gone worse. I thought the whole army was unbreakable here, but this... I gotta remember, he wasn't the one in the premium army. He just started out there for a bit. But this blob fight is going to favor us pretty nicely. We're just going to move up here. He wants to duel me. But he looks really good at dueling. We're not going to do that. He doesn't look as good at dueling. We'll take it. Oh, because it was the northern group, and we didn't get them any cool stuff besides the one thing. I remember now. We need the cav out of that front engagement. And they are still fighting over here. Nutty. Because we just need these crossbows to stop shooting with impunity, which will happen as soon as we get ours up a little further. Melt them down. Alright, they've got a champion here. Our dude wins the duel. Anybody else want to go? Yeah, you want to go? Let's go, buddy. That'll get him out of the crossbows, so perfect. Now we need all the cav out of this front fight. It's fine that they're fighting there. I mean, it isn't, though. This sentinel is not getting through these spear warriors, who are unbreakable. And our cav will be able to countercharge their cav here, or mostly be able to. Like, everyone they've got in this block has a shield. Well, you know what that means. Run around the side. We win again. And now that we've finally sorted all of that out, we'll be able to flank with the cavalry. At long last. Boom. And now we're in position for onslaught fire right into the unshielded back of the infantry of Jing. Oh, it's going to be great. This is an onslaught fire. So much as like direct, like reverse fire. Just total brutality. Like, no, shoot them. Oh yeah, watch as they all fall down. We're gonna push up into their forces a little bit here. And then hit them with the blow of thunder. Can't you feel the thunder? Let's get to beating on the strategists. A beautiful fight, honestly. Really fun. Very engaging. Showing the strengths of the faction, whether or not we remembered to soup up the retinues, you know. Also showing how perilous it can be to only have one fighter. And a bunch of guys who don't get more bullets from him being in charge. Because, like, a strategist with brilliant and close crossbows, they have, you know, like 40 ammo. He has, like, 16. So, you know, maybe he oughtn't to be running an army like this. But it's good to have somebody who can fight. It feels good, anyway. Although somebody with like a roar would have been even better.
恪守职责。
告诉他们，我来了。
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely took like a bunch of movement away from all of my armies.
违令者斩。
But we can still get here to Hene in one turn. So there you go. Ah, but we can't siege it in one turn.
释放怒火，消灭敌军。
Of course, that's the problem with not having the old. He's got old retinues too. Well, you know, all these forts are happening all at one time. We'll probably be okay, though. We might be okay.
我们还有什么可说的？
I guess plenty of people think that we don't need to have peace. Well, you know, we'll see about that.
正在行进。
Yeah, you know, our I thought we were gonna have like one more turn. I hoped to have one more turn. Also, I hope to have all my movement back when we hit end turn again, because if they steal all of that movement all from everybody, that'll be very disappointing. Get a cheaper redeployment, one more level that way. Diao Chan can get better at running things. She's doing filial and incorrupt right now, which I don't think really matters. We're gonna yank him out there. Hopefully Kong Rong will be able to do some good stuff with it. You know, we're not in bad shape. It's just I've got 10 armies, but they're you know, we're all over the place. So even though I gotta appreciate that, you know, none of us are important. It's the Han that's important. Like, you know, they probably have fire arrows. They might not, though. Alright, let's get to it.
敌军攻势太猛，不得不退。
Really, we're just gambling that And we won't fire into 100% range block chance. A bad gamble. Alright, so they just pushed immediately through there. Yeah, because without spears you can't. Well, you know. Maybe my dreams of getting a little bit of damage onto them were a little premature. I was like, we'll fight on the caltrops. Yeah, it doesn't work. Well, you know.
我方战士正在溃逃。
This wasn't exactly one of my good defenses. It's alright. I don't think they would have given us too favorable of
我方士兵仓皇逃命。
auto-resolves anyway. But we can hit these specific cavalry.
敌方部队四散逃窜。
Yeah, and then the real army shows up and busts in. Yeah, what are you
我
gonna
方
do?
士兵仓皇逃命。
恢复原样。
Oh. Alright. Yeah. Now, of course, we don't have souped up retinues. We just have this. I'm like, oh wait, no. We'll try to do it. We'll try to do it. And then if we lose, I'll go back in time and do the auto. No, we've got like yeah, I'm just like, how do we beat any of the brothers? I don't know. And we don't have an unbreakable army because I didn't spend the points to make this retinue better.
装好箭。 我方援兵抵达。听命。做好准备，顽强不屈。注意，做好准备。大步向前。众军前进。长剑准备。长剑在手。
Alright, we got out of resolve buff, so it's like, you know, there's stuff we can do, but oh, they're not gonna come to us. Well, time for the long walk. Why can't we run? Oh, cause we're all running together. Got it. So we're gonna have to walk all the way across here. They're doing to me what I do to the AI, where you just wait. The problem is that They're smarter than we are. And have a better army. They don't have a better army. They are smarter than we are. Every computer in the world is smarter than me. Zhongfei doesn't have the roar, though. So they're just going to have Bulwark from Blockable. We'll have to try to notice that when it's happening. We're just going to waddle over. Because we have a ton of stuff here, but that doesn't mean we'll use it right. And in fact, that makes it more likely that we won't. Oh, no, no, no. Come on. Whatever button I said to move forward. Yeah, we gotta break this group. Jeez. I tried to tell them to go forward, and the whole thing was a shambles. You know, it's... If you can't make the enemy army walk towards yours, you have to walk towards them, and that's really hard. It's easy for the AI. I mean, they do it bad, but, you know... They do everything badly. It's a shame that I am so bad too. Alright, yeah, we got our sword guards. They are eating up arrow fire. Just what we want them to do. Because I will let them do this. I'm not too proud to let these fools waste a bunch of ammo on me. I just worry about how they're going to rampage through whenever they do, but you know... Yeah, we're just Zhuge Lianging them. We're just filling up our arrows, filling up our shields with arrows. Like, look at these guys. They're having a party. They're barely even ever getting hit. And he doesn't even have a sword. She has a sword, though. Just a warblade, but at least it's a sword. These are just sabers over here on this flank, so we're gonna just charge in. Guan Yu will go to support, probably. You know, if only I had Unbreak, because like a lot of these troops are just militia, so they will run away as soon as anything happens to them. So I don't want too many engaged in a block. My spearguards have 31, like what's going on with my stats? I couldn't move my guys. But here, cav attack on the flank working just perfect, just how you want it to. Still soaking up some arrows here. There we go, there we go. Gradually moving the lines up. I think they're about to... Oh yeah, they're moving the archers in now. Alright, we need to get engaged with these cav... No, they went into sword guards and shield wall, so at least that gives them the charge resist. But we need to make sure that they don't get embroiled here for free. Rolling them up here. These G militia are super loose. They're not going to be able to stand this charge. They're not in the formation to reduce cav damage. Not at all, not at all. That's the thing, is if they're in motion, they probably can't, you know, even do the thing that you would want spears to do in a game like this, which is receive a cavalry charge or deal with cav at all. Alright, and on this front, we get the cav, but, you know, at what cost? Because the cav also get, you know, we probably got charged is what happened, and didn't get our charge. And there's Saber Militia here, but if we get away without breaking, we'll be able to countercharge. Try to get the Jean Magian in here. These G militia are somehow not running, but we need to help them right now. We need to let them see that they are not alone. We need to pull the cav out. And then we can pull the cav back in. Melting them there. You know, they're being too cagey with their generalship, right? They're, yeah, there we go. Take that, Liu Bei. You betray your nephew. And here we're going to charge in this way and hopefully melt this whole block. Alright, and that is indeed what happens. We eliminate this whole blob. And we just don't engage with the brothers at all. They're hanging back, so you know, good for them. They run in kind of piecemeal. You can see that Liu Bei is suffering for not having a proper strategist on the field with him, someone who can tell him what he should do. I feel his pain every time I don't have my strategist with me. I run into these problems as well. And now we just want to go in here, hit him with a roar, or rather with a melee evasion roar. So we need to work on them to get them all down at the same time. You know, it's like a World of Warcraft boss. You know, you don't want The ads on Major Domo to die too early. Oh, Zhang Fei pops, and then Liu Bei flips out. Well, there we go. We just need to get out here and get him embroiled in some stuff, and then we'll get off the mount and rip him down. We got a sentinel on the ground, you know, she swings quick. Of course, Guan Yu is flipping out. You don't want too many things in at a time, right? Just like an infantry unit or two. That way, if he morale routes a bunch of them, they're still fine. But there we go. She is tuning up Liu Bei very well. You know, that's the benefit of being on the ground. He's got his big melee evasion, but you know, he can't get away from her. He can't get away from her. Boom, boom, boom. I thought he was unbreakable. I guess he didn't take the ability in the tree. All right, he runs. And that means we can get Guan Yu to run as well. Alright, alright. Woo! Quite a fight. Of course, if we had upgraded Captain Retinues, we wouldn't have had to worry so much, but still amazing, you know. We needed the reinforcements. I wouldn't have wanted to fight that battle with just our army, but that's exactly why we set up where we did, you know, so we wouldn't have to. He's in our land, you know.
每打赢一场，天下就安定一分。
Obviously, I'm not going to execute him. It's Guan Yu.
放了他们。
It's Guan Yu.
我可不是薄情寡义之人。
I could say win the game after it, and I still wouldn't do it. Boom, baby. Lot 10 gets caught in the pass. And then we get negative morale in this army. He needs a wife. Alright, it won't tell me what retinue it has. It probably doesn't have any if it's level 1. Fa Zheng. Alright, so... Well, that went very well. So we have the ragtag Emperor Liu Bei over here, but our army is now entirely healed up. And once we pop these captain retinues in it, with a little bit of juice, we've got 290. So that would be enough for Whitewater, which would be devastating to the brothers. But Unbreakable would be... No, the infantry, this is in the wrong, I almost did it to the wrong army. Unbreakable infantry is more important, right? Yeah, because the cavalry we can try to move around, and that'll give these guys unbreakable, the red cav too, and that's more important. Yeah. But I think we just roll up and auto them here. Yeah, yeah, clean. Oh yeah, because they're all, you know, Zhang Fei's injured. We might be able to capture him, but the son of Yuan Shao guarding these mountains, you know, he thought that his father was trying to get rid of him, but he had a wiser plan in mind. He said, I need somebody I can trust to destroy this false emperor. And now, wherever he is, it'll be a little longer till he comes back home.
一统天下。砥砺内心。呀！呀！大势已定。 放了他们。每打赢一场
And their armies fall down in a dramatic fashion. Now,
那就快点吧。
we might lose this army to Lady Zhurong, but
天下宿
we
命
could
尽
just,
在我等。愿闻大人之志。在下
if you
定当
recall
赴汤
it,
蹈火，不
is
辞万
her
难，
retinue
令短安宁。
juiced? Yeah, we've given them unbreakable and stuff. Well, no, this is a very small army. We could beat
绝
it.
不畏惧。保固江山。
Alright, so stuff's going alright up there. Now, Wei Yan, that might be a problem, you know, but we've got, you know, a defense here in these lands, so the real issue is what's Liu Bei going to do when we go knocking on his door? Oh, he attacked Kong Rong's lands here. Well, that makes it easy to do this. Because if Liu Bu is trying to get home, can we catch him on the road? Alright, does any of my guys actually have a retinue? Well, it can't be him. He's the prime minister. Yeah, well, they sure don't, do they? All right, well, we could drop one of these armies. But where? No, we could just say, hey, Lubu, you have fun doing that, and then we march here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We got Kong Rong's lands here to support us, slash, to stymie their pursuit. Rolling here on Penyuan.
怒吼吧！ 点燃激情，痛击敌军。设宴摆席，欢呼庆祝吧！ 此城甚善。
It's in there, and then, so Yuan Shao moves across the river here. This will be very threatening, you know. And then we can move them up.
目标明确。
起武器，心怀怒火，奋勇杀敌，全力奋战。
Because we're getting really big lineage amounts per turn, because you know you get 15 for every fight you're winning.
还是有些用处的。
Let's just go ahead real quick. No, now he's got some unbreakable guys, and we can feel confident about leaving him alone for a bit. All right, Yan Gong. Yeah, and Cao Cao's wanting to cross the river. You know these.
为了天下大义，
It's you know, this is fun. This is good. It's not some of our previous runs, whatever we, you
憧
know,
憬胜利，
ascended to the throne, like they didn't end up as messy as this in the immediate aftermath.
放了
So
吧！
cool.
全军听令，齐心协力。
Here do we go? Yes. Oh, they're trying to ambush us. Huh. Well, that's I think they were really just trying to hide, huh?
今日此胜，乃承天之恩泽，都是为各自信念而，放他们回家去吧。杀呀！
But popping these two Liu Bei armies is more important to me. This also gets us plenty up close to the top to be able to hit the Lu Bu stack potentially as they come in. 'Cause this is an army that I would be, you know, happier to be fighting Lu Bu with. I mean, not happy, but happier. Look, when you've got unbreakable guys, you know, not all of this army is, but plenty of them are.
他们受的苦也够多了，谨遵命令，都是为各自信念而战罢了。
We can make him the administrator of Dong. No, we can't yet, because he hasn't worked here long enough. Because Gongsun Zan, like, look, whatever he's doing, good. I'm glad that he is off, you know, doing his gallivanting in a way that doesn't harm me. But yeah, Yantan's army, what a good fight. You know, he doesn't have any better weapons yet, but when he does, you know, we'll give him one. You know, we're very proud of him. Good lad, and thorough. Sure, he's vengeful, but he's also dutiful and artful and distinguished. And how bad is it to be, you know, full of desiring vengeance for your enemies anyway? How bad, I wonder.
鼓起勇气，天下统一又进一步。放了他们，
Of course, the ideal would be to be able to force Liu Bei into an abdication,
所
but
谓仁者无敌，
he's at negative 37 there. I mean, it's likely we would take all of his land before we even got there, but, you know, if we pop a couple more armies, who knows what may occur. Anyway, I think that's everybody's motion. Rolling in there and there and there. We've got Dong Shen holding down the mountains. Two armies there. Zhang He's army there. Yes, yes, yes. And then, of course, Tufu and Ting just going full bore in for it. You know, she's got unbreakable retinues alongside, and she has her eyes on the prize. Don't lie. And the capital city of the enemy. His tree's a mess. We're never gonna get scattering blows. Alright, he's already got the faction-wide things. Yes, so let's just go ahead and grab that on the offhand chance that we ever give him an army. I guess we raise an army for who old Fajing here. Because yeah, it's only 320 for the upkeep for the retinue. So I mean, what are you gonna do, right? And we'll go a little upside down. You know, a little is fine for a good cause named Fajing. All right. Good, good, good. You know, and that's the thing too, is I keep being like, what if we lose some stuff? What if we do? What if we do? Our economic base is in the north, where we're relatively secure, especially after the bloody nose that we've just gave Liu Bei whenever he tried to move in on our wise son here, who awesomely defends it again. Dude, this commandery, getting it done. Yuan, we should call you the favored son. They should rename you the favorite son. For while other people were in the glamorous zones trying to impress the Emperor, you were here making the money, holding it down, defeating the armies of Liu Bei in the field with no other support save what was around. You know, no other famous generals, just a very good sentinel who's trying to do her job, and did. Alright, and Liu Bei came across the river, I think. Here we want to retreat if we can. Well, I mean, we could just do the fight, right? Yeah, I mean, these guys are unbreakable. Yeah. I mean, what do they think we're gonna lose to? Yeah, because like if they wanna brawl like this, we'll be fine, right? We'll probably be fine. Probably. We've got Cav, right? We've got Unbreakable Cav, which is enough to be a headache on any day. And we've got 89 Vanguard crossbows in this block. Yeah, that's enough to do a ton of damage to the Followers of the Flame, the most important of their units. This is where they're going to get the most of their power, and if we just eliminate them, easy peasy. They don't have armor, but they are the most dangerous, so they also don't have shields, so we're just going to go into them. Of course, our towers won't last long. We don't want these slingers to be able to open up for too long. Man, they're so fast. Oh no, they caught out my cav. I stopped paying attention. Well, it'll be okay. Followers of the Flame are about to break under the withering crossbow barrage. These slingers aren't making it. We're going to be able to countercharge across here with the cav. Yes. And the Empress is just going to charge right in. She's not the Empress, you know, but she has been before. She wants to think of herself that way. But we very, very cleanly deal with this Neman forces. Inferior forces. Inferior. They didn't know that I had Unbreakable. And she comes in, giving her negative morale to everyone around. It normally doesn't matter. And we're going to put both of the towers firing here at him, and it works. You want to duel me? I'm just a lady. I don't fight. I don't get my hands dirty. Oh, they caught her. Alright, there we go. Boom. Clean. And that's what Unbreakable troops are worth. Everything. You only need about 120 of them. No, they had a very small army.
心境澄澈，天下庶几可定。
一统天下。
如此，足下定能满意。今日你我达成共识，意下如何？足下欣然接受。
And a bunch of fools are attacking our vassals. Oh, it's the whole alliance. But yes, there we go. Like, can we hit him? Yeah, because he's in March, so we won't be able to get away. We'll be able to mop him up and then run back home.
作乱为祸之徒，不得其死。不杀此等贼人，天理不容。讨平逆贼， 匡扶天下。
There we go.
出发，全力奋战。每打赢一场，天下就安定一分。放了他们。
That one's called the Diplomat. Well, we're not trying to execute everybody. Night battle, yeah.
前进。
Oh, yeah, they are totally jumping on the river. Maybe they're trying to take it home, but that's not gonna.
每一步都颇具智慧。
If they don't have somebody here right now, well, they have somebody there. Is it gonna be enough? I don't think so.
杀呀！ 万民之声不可
So I have to imagine they're gonna run into like supply issues before they get there, or maybe just like right there. Yeah, but because if they try to come across the water here to fight something, then that's just ideal.
就走这里。
向前推进。
And six spin kick, and Gongsun Zan's guy that's peeking out his head gets sent back home.
是大义之胜。把俘虏放回去吧。我军必胜。
Now, Zhang He has been sent with one mission and one mission only, the destruction of Yuan. Holding on to these lands here, Cao Cao, that is secondary. He has been sent by Cao Cao himself to eliminate the shameful brother.
燃遍天下。
Gongsun's armies. Oh, well. Says we're going to lose. But I have to stop now. It's time for me to get on with my day. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed. We're going to withdraw there, but, not for real. But yeah, when we return, we'll play a little more of this. We've got, plenty of lineage upgrades, accessories, but, oh yeah. He doesn't even have Unbreakable, and his guys, you gotta have it. Gotta get it. These are the swords of the Emperor. We know they've got upgrades. But it's a big garrison. But can they get anyone to help them out in time? Because this army can march there in like 2 days, right? Or seasons, days.
智取胜于强攻。
So it really will remain to be seen how they're going to be able to deal with it, because we're gonna have like 3 armies rolling up on the Emperor's seat before too long. And while I prefer he abdicates, we'll do what we have to do.
今天放你们一马。 准备行动。
We'll just, like, sack this internal land, let Cao Cao take it back over, whatever. Cao Cong's still alive. Huh, there you go. Jump on the river here, and then might have been able to make it in off the river in one turn, but that'll have to do. All right, well, there we have it. A good stopping point. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. The Emperor reigns only in Wei, but before long we'll be grabbing the Emperor's seat off of Shuhan, which should lead to a crisis of legitimacy for him. But real quick, would they abdicate? They're at a negative 27, so, you know, it's not looking too close. But we'll see how they feel after a little while. Because Liu Bei, yeah, look, he's already... Liu Bei doesn't have the money for this. Liu Bei's army is already downgraded. We have to expect that they're going to be in dire, dire financial states, especially after we pop this commandery on the way in, because we can, yeah, we'll march Liu Ji up to support, and then we'll go in here to roll over those. But anyway, there we go, and there we are. We own a kind of messy swath of China, but importantly, we're in a target-rich environment, and that's what really matters. So, see you guys later.